Welcome back to another video. This video, I'm going to explain a little lesson that I learned this week the hard way, and I think I'm going to provide a ton of value. I'm going to show you a trade breakdown video in a second here, but the main part of this video is explaining to you the absolute importance of sticking to your A+ setups. Let me talk to you about this week. This week was a great trading week. I finished positive because of risk to reward, but what I wanted to break down was a instance that happened on Thursday. I was very busy in the morning. I had a ton of stuff that I had to catch up on. I was also waiting for UFC tickets in the queue. If you guys have ever purchased UFC tickets, you know you have to wait in the queue, and then once it goes, it's first come, first serve type stuff. So I shouldn't have been trading. I had too much stuff going on, and because I was on a little streak of not being wrong, I thought to myself, whatever. I'm just gonna set some pendings on this area that I think is gonna hold. I don't wanna miss the trades. So I'm just gonna set some pendings here before news and hopefully they work out. Whatever one hits first, I'll then delete the other one, right? So because I was busy, I obviously forgot. And then I get the alert set. Oh no, took 2 losses just like that. 2 silly losses, not even to plan. I'll pop those up here. Previous Mac would have been super upset with himself and stopped trading for the whole day. And current Mac kind of laughed it off, knew it was a mistake, journaled it, and I talked to my community. I said, guys, I just messed up. I took a trade that wasn't to plan, and then I took another trade by accident, forgetting that I even had the limit. Talked it off, learned the lesson, and then I said, okay, I'm gonna sit here and I'm going to see if any A+ setups come. I knew what I wanted to see the first thing I got on the chart, but because I was busy and because my ego kicked in, I thought it would be okay to just, this area will hold. So anyway, I calmed down, I reflected, and I took a beautiful A+ setup, giving some nice profit. I'll pop that up here. In the video, I'm gonna break down exactly how I did it. So learn from me, take your A+ setups, the importance of your A+ setups, because when you do what I did and you took 2 losses there, those 2 losses unfortunately took away from the win. Obviously, I finished net positive for the day, nicely, but if I just took my A+ setup, it would have been even better. So learn from me, learn from my mistakes, realize I continue to make mistakes, and it's how we learn from them. Don't trade when you're busy. That's rule number 1, and let's jump into the video. Just interrupting today's video to let you know about our Black Friday sale that is happening this week from the time you're watching this video. $250 off lifetime, so that's $997 for now $747, and that's for life. You have 15 detailed course videos where we teach our strategy super in depth. Then you have 86 plus video case studies. I post these multiple times per week, so that's where the endless content comes in. You have so much content to watch. I post Sunday weekly breakdowns in the Discord, so you get access to the Discord as well. The amazing community that we have, full of funded traders and just all around amazing people. And every single morning in New York session, I post markups, where we're looking to enter trades, where I think price is gonna go. And yeah, it's just an amazing spot to be in. Of course, you have access to myself and the group for any questions. Super family vibe. So if that's something that you're interested in, we're only interested in serious traders. We have amazing people in there, so we want to keep that. I just thought I would do this amazing Black Friday sale for all of you. So don't hesitate, click that link, use the code Black Friday for $250 off at checkout. Thanks for joining me back on the charts. This is going to be a beautiful trade breakdown, and I'm going to show you guys the lesson that I was talking about earlier in the video about the power of risk to reward and how 2 dumb trades, one totally by accident, was saved due to me simply just following my plan, executing my trade, and banging out a lovely 3% trade, taken on both accounts. So let's just take a look at this price action and drop it down from here. So as you guys know, I like to focus on the higher time frame. I like to see where we are in price. I mainly focus on high time frame liquidity pools, so old highs and old lows, etc. So if I'm looking at this bit of price action here, you can see that we ran this old high, right? So we ran all this buy side liquidity right here. We also had a beautiful indecision candle like we did here. So what I was anticipating was a bearish candle today after we had this, and this, that little swing pattern here, which I'll draw out right now. So like this candle, then we make a high candle, and then we make a lower high candle. That's kind of the formation that I was anticipating here, just because we ran such significant buy side liquidity and we had this imbalance down here that we wanted to fill. So once I look on the higher time frame and I see that we have ran buy side liquidity and I think the market is going to go lower, then I'm just simply looking for structure on the hourly, the 15-minute, down to the 5-minute, the 1-minute. Price is fractal, so what you see on the higher time frame is going to happen on the lower time frame, so just using that to my advantage. If I'm looking at this price action here, I can see this nice order block right here. This little zone, the supply zone right here, that caused this move to the downside, which also left behind this nice break a structure right here. Not only that, but it left an imbalance, which means significant amount of money came into the market at this area. And this is what we want to see, right? So once I've determined that, then all I'm doing is looking for an old high or an old low. For this instance, because I'm selling, I want to see an old high get taken out before my entry. That way there's some sort of inducement. There's people getting in the market before me. I like to say to my students all the time, if you don't see an inducement, you most likely are the inducement. So I always make sure that I'm waiting for some sort of liquidity sweep before I look to get involved in the market, whether that be an old high, an old low, session high, session low. Jump down to the 15-minute time frame and take a look at this price action. So right here, this area is very, very important to me because like I said, this is the hourly order block that caused the move to the downside. You can see we're clearly creating sell side liquidity right now with this nice trendline liquidity down here. And this is the area that I'm paying attention to, this wick, because this wick swept all these candles. So it swept all this liquidity to the left, causing the move to the downside. So this is actually where the money came into the market. Supply was very, very strong in this area that pushed price down. So when I'm talking about inducement at this moment in time, I'm then looking at London high to get swept. And I'll show you why in a second. So as you can see, New York session opened and started to push to the upside, not breaking these lows. So for me, I'm anticipating this to be a weak high now because it failed to follow through and create a new low, which is exactly what I wanted to see. So now once we start to approach the area, this is when I'm starting to look for those lower time frames. Once we break this high, until we break that high, I'm not interested. So now you can see we broke the high. We came into that order block right here. It was even more refined on the 5-minute time frame. Clear as day, swept all these candles and caused the move down. You usually want to see this pattern, right? On any time frame that you're looking to enter, a strong move down and then like a corrective move up into the origin of the area. Support, resistance, supply, demand, whatever you want to call it. It's the exact same pattern. We just want to see the market react out of the area that caused the move very, very nice and sharply to then take the opposing side. Okay, so for example, if we fail to break here, I'm anticipating this low to get run. Okay, I do go in way more detail in my videos, obviously with my mentorship. There's still a ton of free value here that I can provide. If you are gaining something from this, please drop a like, comment, subscribe. The comments on these videos are amazing. You guys really, really appreciate the trade breakdown videos and I love making them. I find they can help a lot of people and there's something I wish I had when I was learning. So now that we've taken out London high liquidity over here, now I'm anticipating a move down lower. When an A+ setup comes to your plan, you have to execute. You can't let these just fly by you because you messed up earlier in the session. That's how the probability model gets messed up if you didn't know. So if you lose a trade or two and you're using proper risk management and you see your setup come and you know it's an A+ setup, you have to take that trade, especially if the one you took before that wasn't to your plan. That's how the probability model kicks in and you continue to get the odds in your favor. So now I'm going to jump down to lower time frame. And you guys have heard me talk about with the M1, what I like to see is some sort of consolidation. I like to see a sweep of the consolidation. Then I like to see an imbalance to the downside breaking structure or to the upside, vice versa, right? So now let's just play this out. So there is the imbalance. Once we close like this, you can see we had this little demand zone right here, right? We swept the demand zone and then we had to break a structure of the demand zone. And we also left behind a nice imbalance, fair value gap, whatever you wanted to call it. So I ended up having a market execution right in here. My stop was at 110. You guys know me with the M1. I talk about how I don't like skin tight stop losses with the M1 time frame. I need to give it some room just in case you are a little early or if in case it sweeps, anything like that. Trust me, I've been the guy with the M1 tight stops. You just get swept and stuff. So it's a lot easier this way. So then my target was going to be down here at this low, just like this. And let's just set a pending on this trade. If you guys haven't used FX Replay, I highly suggest it. Sponsor today's video. You can use the link in the description, use the code for 15% off. Best backtesting software yet. You guys can probably notice down here, they got a journal section now, so a built-in trade journal as well. Try it out for free. You get a week trial, and if you don't like it, you get to cancel it with no charge. But I guarantee you, once you start that week trial, you're gonna wanna continue to use it. So make sure you click the link in the description and get 15% off. And I seriously think this will help your trading. So you can see we have all the parameters here, the risk parameters. I'm going to set a limit right here and I'm going to save it and journal it, right? So now it is taking a screenshot of the trade that I just took once it loads. And then what I can do is go back and take a screenshot of the trade after it's done. So then it's here. So you have the journal, you can enter all the stuff, your checklist, your tags, all that stuff. I'll be going further into detail in another video about this, but it's just an unbelievable feature. So now let's see what happens here. You can see we get tagged into this trade. I ended up getting a bad fill on this because I market executed right here No, I market executed here, but it just rejected at that exact time that I market executed. So it tagged me in down here. But either way, I'm still very, very happy with it. And then you can see that this trade just starts to break to the downside very, very nicely. So once we started to get down into this demand zone, this is actually where I rolled my stop loss, and I actually ended up getting taken out of this trade for just over 3R. I'll pop that up on the screen right now. I have my stop loss dragged over here to bank 1 to 3 no matter what, just because I knew this was an area we could potentially react from, and I'm never going to be mad about a 3% trade. So just right there, the power risk reward, I was able to make back my 2 silly mistakes earlier in the day with just 1 trade to plan. And it just shows you the importance of taking trades to your plan, because if I didn't take those 2 stupid trades when I was busy and I knew I shouldn't have been trading, then I would have been left with a beautiful 3% day, 6% day, because I took it on multiple accounts. So yeah, just learn from my mistakes, guys, and just know, even if you think I have it all figured out, I'm still going to make mistakes. And the top of the people in this industry is the best there is, the absolute best traders still make mistakes. And it's just about learning from them and journaling and making sure you don't make the mistake again. So yeah, I ended up getting taken out with a rolled stop over here. And then watch what happens if we just play this thing out. It comes up and mitigates this imbalance, and then we actually break to the downside. So let's just let this play out. And you can see our TP was hit very, very nicely. So again, just using the higher time frame, where are we? And then using the lower time frames to scale in an entry. This is a liquidity play that I love to use. I need to see some sort of sweep of liquidity to then take the market in the opposing direction. And it also has to align with what the higher time frame is saying. So if the higher time frame is bullish, I'm not looking for sells up here like this, right? But because the higher time frame is bearish, I need to see some sort of buy side liquidity sweep to then take the market down lower, right? The market is going to sell after we take out an old high. The market is going to long after we take out an old low. So just keep it simple like that. Your trading is going to get a lot better with time. So, and before I go, you go back to the journal section, and now you can see you have the before and then you have the after. So amazing, amazing feature for FX Replay. They have so many other things coming soon that I can't quite talk about. But just know, best backtesting software, best journaling software there's going to be, and it's going to be exciting. So don't forget to click the link in the description and get 15% off. And what do I say at the end of every single video? Let's be 1% better every single day, guys. I appreciate you all. Let's have an amazing trading week. And don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, and comment if you're new. I appreciate it. Take care. I'll see you in the next one.